This is the story of Thalia Romguerta, the ill-fated princess born of an affair. She is the second imperial princess of the Rome Empire. She grows up distorted amidst indifferent parents, hostile half-siblings, and servants who despise her. Thalia has protected herself by raising her thorns against everyone who approaches. The story starts with Thalia getting ready for imperial banquets. She brushed off her nanny's hand. As she said, Thalia resembled her mother a lot. With an aloof look on her face, she told Nenny to bring the clothes. Nenny brings a dress worn by her mother when she first stepped into the imperial palace. Her nanny tells her that her mother, Madame Sinevere, didn't seem like someone from this world that day. Even His Majesty the Emperor could not take his eyes off her. Wearing the dress, Thalia looked like the spitting image of her mother. In her mind, at least for today, she wants to look prettier than anyone else, if possible even more beautiful than her mother, so that no one would even glance at Isla. She stared in the mirror, asked herself, is that really the sort of gaze an imperial princess should have? She smashed the mirror with a candelabrum, even after the former Empress Bernadette was dethroned, and her mother took the Empress's crown. The stain of that scandal still clung to Thalia like a curse. While riding the carriage, she wished tonight's banquet would be dyed in dark red color, and some huge commotion would break out and ruin everything. Everyone was amazed by her looks as she entered the imperial hall. The crowd parted naturally before her. Then suddenly a sharp voice cut through the silence. One of the Isla worshippers stepped forward, glared at her, asking what brings her here. Thalia calmly handled him with her cold smile and brushed him off. The scene shifts. Thalia was looking around for her half-sister and thought that she won't come after all the humiliation Thalia gave her. Thalia hates her. She wants her to vomit her guts and die. Suddenly, Amen, Count Syrian, greets her. Thalia's mother told him to accompany her tonight, but Thalia thinks her mother wants to save the pitiful daughter, who's wandering around like a black sheep. But Count Syrian assures her that everyone in the banquet desires to be with her, but they are afraid to be on the bad side of the crown prince. But since he earned his hatred a long time ago, so being asked to accompany her is a blessing in disguise. Then he asks her for dance. They were dancing so gracefully, everyone was stunned. She was starting to enjoy the dance, but suddenly the announcement of her half-brother, the crown prince of the empire, Gareth Romguerta, and her half-sister, the first princess of the empire, Isla Romguerta, was announced. They're the twins from the previous empress. Everyone rushed to greet them. Thalia hits by the gaze of the crowd, as if they were comparing her to her siblings as they completely ignored her. The count told her to greet them first, but as she turns around, she saw Varkas's Ledgo Siorkin, Supreme Commander of the Imperial Knight, the men she loved deeply. He was greeting Isla, but Thalia's hand was shaking. She didn't want Isla to touch him. Thalia stepped forward and greeted Isla. Although she knew Thalia was the reason for her sickness, Isla did not show anger. Instead, thanked her for her concern. Thalias was flustered. How can she look at her? Is she not even worthy of the anger? Thalia was thinking she should have given her a deadly poison, even if it meant facing a horrific execution. Gareth angrily asks her, why is she here with a vulgar look? And if her mother ordered her to act like a whore and seduce his loyal subjects? Thalia didn't get angry, but thought he seems more human, at least. Instead, she provoked him, saying that our father would absolutely love this dress. Isla stops Gareth, saying, today is a special day because the official date for her wedding with Varkas has been set, so she is leaving the palace to join the Siorkin family. Hearing all these, she throws the wine on Isla and prayed every day she may end up like that. Her jealousy turned into bitter resentment. Varkas becomes furious and held Thalia's hand tightly. Twisting her wrist, he coldly said, there's a line she should never cross, and asked her how low she intend to sink. But Thalia bluntly says she is still a long way off from reaching the worst of it. Isla asks Varkas to take her to change clothes. Count suggested Thalia to leave the banquet, because a beast is glaring at her. As Thalia enters the carriage, Gareth pushed her and chokes her down to the death. He warns her that she and her mother is only temporary in the palace. Thalia scratches his hand. Count opens the door to see if she is all right, but stunned by the mad scene of her smiling, as if she enjoyed every bit of it. She looks at her fingers covered with blood and intends to grow them even more sharper, so that they can pierce right through to the bone. A childhood memory flashes in her eyes. Her mother was very happy, because Thalia will enter the imperial family register. But Thalia was so scared that she even feels the gaze of the statue. Even the maids looks at her with disgust, running away from them, so she went under a tree. A dead bird was lying on the floor. She thought it fell from the tree and died, but it was alive. So she jumped in the mud to save it. She was worried and overwhelmed. She holded it warmly, but now she can't get out of the mud. Suddenly, she heard a voice. A boy with cold blue eyes asked, "What is she doing there?" She replied, "Can't you tell? It's stuck in the pit and can't climb out." The boy told her to grab his hand, but she can't as she is holding something. So he takes her in his arms and asks, "What is she holding?" She said it's something unimportant. The boy asked her to throw it away. She said, "Even if it's not important, I still can't throw it away." Back then, she was such a pure soul. They got out of the pit. His dress was completely drenched with the mud. She said she will compensate him, even buy him more expensive than what he is wearing. She even said that she is the daughter of someone very, very important. She wanted to compensate him for his help, but to him she sounded rather arrogant. He asked, "What is she holding?" She opened her palm and told him about the bird. He asked her for how long she was standing there as her fingers are ice cold. She didn't even hear that as she was staring at his eyes. She said, "There's a silver crown in your eyes." For a moment, he couldn't said anything. They were looking into each other's eyes as if they can see through them. Suddenly, they heard someone's voice. It was her nanny. She was searching her, so she had to go. He put her down. She requested him to take care of the bird. He took the bird and gave warmth. She timidly asked, "Will it live?" He assured her it will with a smile. She ran toward the home, but he was still there as if he wanted to watch her to go to the home safely. She wanted to turn, but her nanny grabbed her hand, nagged for getting dirty as she has to meet His Majesty soon. She lied. She fell while walking. Before leaving, she turned back. But he wasn't there anymore. The scene shifts in the present. The entire palace is in uproar because in a few days Isla and Gareth will set out on their pilgrimage. It's a tradition that must be undertaken after the coming of age. If one is a descendant of Darian, the great emperor who founded the Rome Empire, ordinary women go on their journey before marriage, and men after they turn 20. But under the claim of being born on the same day and hour, they should receive the god's blessing on the same day. The in charge of the escorting is the commander of Royal Guard Varkas. She watches everything through the window. She blushed as she saw Varkas. That day, too, rain was falling like this. When she first saw him, that day when she went home, she regretted not following the boy because neither her father nor her mother showed up. After that day, she wandered around the back garden whenever she had the chance to find him, but never met him again until one day on her way to see her father. That boy was training to join the Imperial Royal Guard. That day also she couldn't get to know his name. His Majesty ordered her to learn the imperial etiquette and arranged excellent tutors for her. Thalia was thinking, even though she looks exactly like her mother, whom he loves so much. He doesn't even look at her, let alone like her. From that day on her way to the classes, she watches that boy. Even though there were nearly 30 trainees, Elia's gaze naturally flew toward him like a moth drawn to a flame. "What are you looking at so intently?" her mother said from behind. She told the Leotard he is the son of Grand Duke Siorkin. That day she first got to know his name. Her mother smirked and asked her whether she want that child.